My fault, my fault. I got excited. I got excited. This call is definitely being recorded, guys. Look at my brother Cash here. Cash, how you feeling today? I appreciate you, bro. Yeah. I just got excited. My fault. I appreciate every single person being on this call. We have an amazing topic today. Parece un presidente. I had to get back to it. You know, when I started this business, I used to dress like this for every single Zoom call. I don't know why I stopped. So we got to go back to the basics. Back to the basics. Shout out to my sister Jen. Guys, but let's do this honestly. Let's invite one more person to this call, because what we're going to talk about today is something really pivotal in growing your business and growing your life, expanding your vision and expanding your income. And this is going to be a very important topic. I appreciate you guys, family, because sometimes we move with intentions that are correct, but we're just doing them the wrong way. So on this call, that's what we're going to go over. We're going to go over how to spot a leader, how to develop a leader, what makes you a leader. You know, there's certain questions that sometimes we don't understand even what are they. We sometimes use the word leadership and we throw it out there like it's a bag of candy, when a leader is a very specific type of individual and somebody who really is actually making it happen. So family, please, for the next 60 seconds, 809, let's promote to one person. We're going to record this. We're going to put this on YouTube, but let's please promote to one person. Text them, say, hey, why you not on this call? Why you not here? We need you here. You need to be here. You should be here. I'm myself texting people right now, sending it on the chat right now. Because honestly, this is how we're going to grow. We move in unison to one common goal. And that's really what this is about. I'm sending it right now on my phone. I wish I would have charged my phone, which I never do. So I would have went Instagram Live. Letting people know, boom. Remember, guys, one of the skill sets of network marketing, one of the 7 skill sets is promotion. If you lack promotion, it's hard to really grow where you need to go. So this is definitely it right here. Send it out. I appreciate you, family. Yeah, we back letting them know, guys. I feel like sometimes we do this for so long, you just let yourself go. Nah, we got to go back to the basics. If you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of you? But it's 8:10, guys. We're ready to get started this call. I appreciate, again, every single person being on this call. If you don't know who I am, my name is Roberto Vasquez, Chairman 10 with the organization. I've been here for 3 years and a half. It's been a phenomenal journey. It has had its trials and tribulations. But when you want to be great and you want to be the best at something, expect those things to happen. So I actually been watching this show. One of my bros put me on. I just put Ty on today. He binge watched it. It's called Godfather of Harlem. And it's talking about Bumpy Johnson, his connection with the mafia, Malcolm X, civil rights movement, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. And it's funny because when I moved to Harlem, I live on Mount Adam Clayton Powell Jr. So literally the show was recorded downstairs from this house. I see the building every time they pass by. And we were looking at that. These guys literally will fight each other, go to war with each other today, and be friends tomorrow, or be allies tomorrow. The mafia does it. In sports, they do it. So the first thing that makes a leader is a cause. I want you to write that down. The first thing that makes a leader is a cause. Leaders are cause-driven. Malcolm X, if you guys know the story, the reason that he died was because his own people was sent to assassinate him. The people that he believed in the cause so much that it bothered the Nation of Islam. And that's why Malcolm X was actually murdered, RIP his soul. But he didn't care that they were negative. He continued his cause. He continued what he believed in, which were bigger than his emotions. So a leader, step one, is driven by a cause. For the government, we could say. The leader is driven by a cause to do great things, a cause to help their family, a cause to help other people, a cause to feed other people, a cause to, end poverty, a cause to be a philanthropist. But you have to be driven by a cause. Because if not, the leader with a lot of emotions will make irrational decisions. So step two of making a leader is emotional intelligence. So step one is they're driven by a cause. Step two, emotional intelligence. The leader knows how to handle a situation without coming out of character. Because remember, everything you do backfires on you. The positive and the negative. You'll be blamed for the good and you'll be blamed for the bad. So always keep that in mind. Emotional intelligence, your ability to handle situations is going to determine how high of a leader you're going to become. Something that Ty always says is that the size of the leader or the height of the leader is determined by the problem that stops him, the size of the problem that stops him. So if somebody gets stopped by a small problem, then most likely than not, they're a small leader. They don't have the capabilities yet to lead, because leaderships come with problems, because the people are going to come to you. So once you're driven by the cause, and then you're emotionally intelligent, you actually know how to deal with things that are going on. Then you go to step three. You take initiative. You cannot be a leader if you are waiting for somebody else to do something. That's not leader. Leaders go in the front. Leaders lead from the front, especially in this business. In this business, you have to be willing to do what you're telling somebody else to do. And the worst leader is somebody who says something they're not willing to do. Do not tell your team to hop on this Go Live session if you don't hop on this Go Live session. Do not tell your team to grow this business if you're not growing this business. It's easy to give commands. It's harder to apply what you're saying. So leaders are people who take initiative. If you want things to grow, make it grow first, and then people will follow. You want people to follow you without you doing anything. If you're not putting up no numbers on the board, then what is there to follow? Because at the end of the day, leadership brings results. If you don't bring results, then we don't consider you a leader, because you're not adding to the overall, to the cause. You're not adding to the cause. You're just here making opinions and statements. That's not a leader. A leader is somebody who really says, I'm going north, and they go north whether people follow or not. And they bring back results, which will make people follow. They'll be like, damn, he said or she said that they were going to do, and they did it, and they made it happen. That's important. And the fourth thing I would say about leadership, or a leader, what makes a leader, is their character. People want to be led by moral, ethical people in the truth of the sense, unless obviously, you're into criminal activities. But if you're not, you want to be led by somebody who's ethical. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, said that one of his biggest strengths is being ethical. Because if you do the right business, you're going to get the right people. You're going to attract the right people to your business, which is very important, because it's going to allow you to grow. It's going to allow you to become bigger than you are right now. So definitely being ethical is going to approve of certain people. They're going to be like, you know what? I want to go where these people are at. I want to follow these people. That's very important. So we have, let's recap real quick. We have step one, leaders are driven by a cause. So if they're something else driven or self-driven, like they only want themselves to win, that is not a leader. Leaders have to be cause-driven. It has to be something bigger than them as a person, as a human. Number two, emotional intelligence. If you don't know how to handle your emotions, then you're not yet ready to lead. Number three, we said is leaders take initiative. Leaders take initiative. If you're not the one running the race first, don't expect people to follow. Run first and then follow. They're not going to follow first and then you run. You got to do it the opposite way. You got to actually go first. You got to be the first step, the second step, the third step. When you take a couple steps forward, they're going to be like, wow, he's leaving me behind. Wow, she's leaving me behind. Okay, let me follow. And step four, be ethical. Be ethical. Don't play nobody. Don't do nothing out of character, because you're going to attract the right people when you move with the right intentions and the right posture, I would say. That moves me to step, what is it? We on 4 or 5. Leaders are ready to admit when they're wrong. Leaders have to be ready to admit when they're wrong. Because one mistake that David and Monique taught us about leadership is that you think you're better than you actually are. You think you're better than you actually are. And a lot of leaders are like that. A lot of leaders, I mean, that's something we're all going to go through, even myself, and everybody. Everybody has been in that moment when they think they're like better than everything, or they're the best leader. No, you have to admit, no, I'm wrong. You're right. Wow, I did make that mistake. Okay, I understand where I went wrong. Let me fix it. Let me be somebody who is dynamic. Dynamic meaning you're willing to change. A leader has to be willing to change. What also will make you a leader is somebody who studies leadership. That one has to be super obvious. Number 6, study leadership. There are natural born leaders. I would consider myself a natural born leader. But the skill sets of leading still requires you to learn them, because I wasn't born knowing exactly what leadership is to the core. I see D. West on the chat. John C. Maxwell. 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. 5 levels of leadership. Matter of fact, me and Ty have actually seen John C. Maxwell live. We saw him at 10X, I believe, in 2019. When I was looking at him, I was like, that's the man right there. Wow. That's the man right there, Mr. John C. So we're number 6, which was study leadership. Study leadership. The only way that you will know how to lead is if you study leading. And then on top of that, actually lead. Actually lead. Got in here late. What's 1 through 5? Can somebody please fill her in the chat? Please give her the 1 through 5. I hope you guys been taking notes, because we're here together. We're here to learn. Everybody needs to learn. There's not one person or the other. Everybody needs to learn, because leadership is the highest paid profession, guys. It is what it is. Leadership is the highest paid profession. And I feel like sometimes we don't understand why leaders get paid so much money, especially in this business. Guys, oh, I see. Can only post a message to panelists. Yeah, we had to do it like that for certain situations. So definitely, Jennifer, as soon as we get off the call, we're going to fill you in. So you guys really want to come to the understanding that these 6 things will make you a better leader, but these 6 things will also increase your income. I feel like we let that go over our heads. Does the CEO get paid less than a manager or more than a manager? They get paid more. Why? Because they handle more responsibility. They have to take more initiative. They have to be more cause-driven. They have to be more ethical. They have to study leadership more. You see, all these things apply. For the bigger leader, have to do more of it. You have to do more of it. Leadership won't just come to you, guys. If you're too big for the small things, if doing the right thing is beneath you, then leading is beyond you. If you're too big for the little things, then leading is literally beyond you. Like if you're too big to do what you got to do, if calling somebody up for a three-way call is beneath you, then leading is beyond you. And the income will come from your leadership skills. And that applies for everything in this world. That applies for everything in this world. There's positive leaders and there's negative leaders, and there's people that can lead in the negativity too. But they all gonna have to carry this skill for that to happen. So I'm very glad that we're on this call, and it's called Draft Day. The name of this call is Draft Day. I love the name because you have to draft the great leaders, guys. 15 leaders in your organization, and you'll be a six-figure earner. 25 leaders in your organization, you're a seven-figure earner. 50 leaders in your organization, real leaders, you're an eight-figure earner. And guys, they're gonna open up the comp plan to $10 million a month, which will actually make you a nine-figure earner, which is wow. It's literally wow. Like, wow, somebody can make $120 million a year doing this on Zooms and traveling and talking to people and helping. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, guys, let me check the chat right now. I just want to see if you guys are paying attention. Okay, you did drop it. Yes, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. So that's it for my time, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time because I want to be effective with this call. If you follow those things and you work on those things, you know that you're going to get to the next level, because leading has to be bigger than you. Maybe you might have to work with somebody. I appreciate you, family. My Instagram is The Maker of Taste. Don't see the bulletin. Yes, because the chat is only for the panelists, so only we can write. Let me drop my chat. Maker of Taste. We have an amazing call on Thursday too. Remember, guys, we do this Tuesdays and Thursdays. So let's promote heavy for Thursday. We do Tuesdays and Thursdays, these calls. Thursday, we're going to talk about something else. But definitely here to be effective. If you, after you get off this call, I want you to think about leadership as it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. You can't be a leader if it's only about you. Leadership has to be like, okay, how can I help other people? Okay, I might have to work with somebody maybe that I don't really agree with, but we have a common interest, which is helping people, which is growing the business, which is trading, which is doing other businesses. Okay, perfect. We don't have to be best friends, but we can come to an agreement some way, somehow. You also want to know that the more you practice it, the more you're going to do it. Leadership is not just going to come to you naturally. You have to know that you have to do it. The more practice you get in the field, the better you will be. So guys, have a great, great night. I have an opportunity call in 30 minutes. I'm going to send the link out in a few. The next speaker I'm going to bring up is the person who actually introduced me to this amazing platform. And we've been rocking now almost 4 years. Almost 4 years we've been rocking out now. Loyalty pays. I tell people that all the time. I think that they're forgetting that. Loyalty pays. This person has literally saved my life, because if he never introduced me, I didn't want to think about what my life would have been. So we're taking this man to Chairman 100, Chairman 250. And for that, we're going to need to practice leadership. Because remember, if we build an army of leaders, we're all going to be amazing. So without further ado, our Chairman 100, the person who I've been on the phone with all day, really game planning everything, Mr. Tyrone Rodriguez. Take it over, family.
What's going on, family? How we doing? 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 I just went IG live with it. I just went IG live. I'm gonna share this with the whole team, share this with the whole family. Okay, dope. So we got a really, really dope training. I'm super excited about this specific training right here for the simple fact that leadership is my #1 but one of my number one focus, pretty much my number one focus, right? When it comes to smashing chairman, there's no way you can do it by yourself. There's absolutely no way you do it by yourself. So what happens is you find yourself looking for leaders, right? The number one question I get all the time is, how do I develop more leaders? How do I find leaders? What is a leader, right? How do I spot talent? So that literally the name of this call is called Draft Day, right? The name of this call is literally Draft Day. We're going to be drafting leaders. We're going to be drafting chairmen. So I want to start by saying this. You get judged based off three things, right? People get judged based off three things. Number one, who your friends are. You get judged based off who your friends are. Number two, you get judged off who you marry. Oh, you married that person? Okay, I think I know a little bit about you now. You married that person? Okay, cool. We're judging you off of who you married. And then you also get judged, right? You also get judged on who you spend time with in your business, right? Who is it that you decide to, I'm gonna make that my mentee. I'm gonna make that the person I elevate to the next level, right? Those are the three things you get judged for. So we're gonna be talking about the third, who you spend time with in business, right? That's the third thing we're gonna talk, the one thing we're gonna talk about. Who do you spend time with within your business? Because honestly, it does say a lot. It says a lot about you, and it says a lot about how far you're gonna go. It says a lot about your pockets, really, right? So number one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you the importance of leadership within this industry, right? I'm gonna actually display it in, I know some of us are visual learners. I'm a visual learner. And it didn't really hit me until it was put this way. Right? It didn't really hit me until it was put this way. The reason for Draft Day is this, right? Imagine this is you. This is you up here, right? I'm actually gonna make this huge. So this is you, right? That's you. Let me get darker color for y'all, right? This is you, right? That's you. Now, in your organization, you go levels deep, right? You go levels deep. Levels deep, levels deep, more 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 levels deep. Now, when it comes to developing leaders and such, right? When it comes to leadership, your leadership is going to dictate your rank, and your leadership will also dictate how far you pull back, right? Those are the two things your leadership is going to dictate. Number one, your rank, and number two, how far you pull back when things just hit the fan. Right? You have peaks and you have valleys within your business. Now, if every green person, this is green, if every green person is a leader, right? That's where your business stops when there is a retracement. Right? So now let me actually continue to draw it out for you. Let me continue to draw it out for you. So now this person got a couple people, this person goes P6, that person goes P1. We're going absolutely insane. Everybody's high-fiving. Everybody's best friends. We're tagging each other. We're all pros. We're all sisses. Everything is always good when your back office is moving. Everything is always good when your money's right, right? But now, when things hit the fan, when your back office finally catches up to your level of leadership, because your back office never lies. Your bank account doesn't lie. Right? Whatever your back office says, that's the rank you earn, that's the rank you deserve. You will always retrace, pay very close attention. You will always retrace back to your leaders. So when you have a retracement, it stops at your leaders. Does that make sense, guys? When you have a retracement, it stops right there. Your leaders are your last line of defense when it comes to your business. Your leaders are your last line of defense when it comes to a retracement. You can literally almost to the exact number determine how far you will retrace when you do. Because all you got to do is look at how many leaders you got, right? Look at how many leaders you got. Look at how many leaders you have. That's how you know when things are going to stop retracing for you. For example, now this organization, for example, is having a dope experience. There's a difference between team momentum and company momentum. Right now, us as a unit, we're having dope and amazing team momentum, right? We're doing good, we're moving, right? But what it is, I get a whole bunch of questions from people in other organizations, even some people in other companies, as to how is it you can keep momentum? How do you make sure you're always growing? And the thing is, you always want to make sure you're always growing and growing, adding more and more and more leaders, right? So now, this is what you really want. As you go deeper in your organization, right? You want to be able to, number one, that's the purpose of this call, spot talent and develop more leaders, right? Spot talent and develop more leaders. Spot talent and develop more leaders. So when people are going through whatever they go through within their business, and they're asking you, what are you doing? What are you doing different? It's not that I'm doing anything particularly different. It's just that when push comes to shove, and it's finally that time of the season in business period when things retrace. Let me actually show you. It's finally that time of the season where things retrace. Let me just reconnect on Instagram. There's little to no retracement because my leaders are here. So it's going to retrace back to your leaders, right? Does that make sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. You always retrace back to your level of leadership, right? You always retrace right back to your leaders. That's why you see me always focus on leadership, right? You see me always focus on what is it that's going to make sure not only you make your money, but you keep it. I heard a lot of people talk about, well, since I started, and I was one of those people, why are we doing this mentorship call? Why are we doing this mindset stuff? Why are we doing it? Well, this is exactly why. Because we don't just show you how to hit a rank. I'm going to show you how to keep the rank. Does that make sense? I'm not just going to show you how to hit a rank because you can hit chairman 10, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, easy. But if you miss information like this, you're going to have it and then lose it just as fast. You're going to have it and lose it just as fast, right? So now I'm going to go over the 10 things that I look for, right? When I'm spotting talent and I'm drafting chairman within my business, right? When I'm spotting talent and drafting chairman, these are 10 things I look for. Make sure you're taking your notes. Number 1, a responder versus an initiator. A responder versus an initiator, right? Everybody's a responder. I want you to understand that. Everybody's a responder, meaning if there's a task, right? If there's a task and you respond and you get it done. Someone asks you to do something, you do it, you get it done. The greatest leaders are responders, but there's only a few initiators, right? You have responders and you have initiators. That's something Rob actually talked about to start this whole thing. You have responders and you have initiators. When I see someone initiate, right? This is an example, right? Let's say I'm with a bunch of people, right? I'm with a bunch of people, I have an idea and I say, hey, I think we should move in this direction. Then someone comes back with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different ideas, right? Based on what it is that I said. I didn't ask them to do anything, but I said something and they initiated movement. I said, hey, I think we should move in this direction. They initiate the movement, right? That is a responder. That is an initiator, right? They do things without being asked. An initiator, they take initiative without being asked. Responders get a task done and they stop at that point after it's done. Initiators go above and beyond that point, or they start tasks without being asked to do things, right? Look for initiators, right? Look for initiators who also obviously respond, right? Number 2, energy. Number 2 is energy. Number 2 is energy. Number 2 is energy. Now, within energy, you got 2 things. You got aura and you have stamina, right? You have aura and you have stamina. When I say aura, I mean, what do you attract or repeat, right? What do you attract or repeat? If I notice you're always around people that are lower ranked than you, that tells me your aura. If I notice you're always around people that are higher ranked than you, that tells me your aura. That tells me what you're about, right? If you're always, if you're always speaking around people who have a certain lifestyle, that tells me your aura, right? If you're always talking to other people in other teams, building relationships, that tells me your aura, guys. Right? That tells me your aura. Somebody said I froze. Am I good? Are we good? I believe we're good. But somebody told me I froze. We're good? Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Right? If someone's building a relationship with other people, that's something I like. That's something I like because that's what you're going to have to do. People ask me all the time, hey, how are you at this event with this chairman? That's nowhere near your lineage. How do you know this person who's 40, 50 levels above you? Right? Building relationships. My aura attracts other people on the same frequency. Aura is just another word for frequency. What frequency are you on? Because that tells me what you're going to attract, right? Number 2 is stamina. Stamina and endurance, right? People who can last and have long, have stamina, those are people I love working with, right? People who get a job done and who don't stop working until the job is done. People who can go hours and hours and hours working without getting tired because they understand, like Kobe said, job not finished. Job is not finished, so we got to keep going, right? So that was number 2, aura and stamina of the things I look for when I'm drafting chairman. Number 3, language, right? Number 3 is your language. Number 3 is your language. There's 2 parts of language. 2 things in particular that I'm looking for: insecurities and fear. I pay attention to the words you use when you describe yourself, right? I pay attention to the words you use when you describe the business. I pay attention to the words you use when you talk about money, right? The language you use lets me know whether or not you consider yourself a victim or a leader. The language you use lets me understand whether or not you look at life like life happens to you, or you look at life like life happens for you, right? So there's fear and insecurities that I'm looking for whenever you speak, right? That's part of language. That's part of language. Number 4, this is where we're gonna get a little deep. It's gonna get a little heartfelt a little bit. Parents who believe in you. Now pay close attention to every single word I'm saying. Pay very close attention to every single word I'm saying. Number 4 is parents who believe in you. When I say that, I mean one specific word: confidence, right? Confidence. Now, when I bring this up, it may be a sensitive topic for some people, but I want you to understand what I'm getting at, right? I want you to understand what I'm getting at, right? My personal situation, my biological father wasn't necessarily present, wasn't necessarily there, but my mother, my best friend, my mom is literally my best friend, right? So when I'm attacking something, right, when I have a task or a goal, I have to be the best because I got a superstar coach, right? I got a best friend. I got someone who brings me confidence, right? How can I fail if my mom is by my side, right? My mom has literally instilled a certain level of confidence in me that cannot be broken, cannot be shaken, right? From a young age, she was calling me a man when I was 3-4 years old, right? She was telling me I was the best. She was telling me I can do anything, right? This is why you speak positivity into your kid. This is why you speak positivity into anybody you speak to, right? That's what I mean by that. So when individuals have a solid relationship with one parent, at least one parent, they have a huge advantage within this industry, right? No, I don't want you to get so caught up in the word parent, right? Let's establish that. I don't want you to get caught up in the word parent. It can be a mom, right? It can be a dad. It could be an older brother. It could be grandma. It could be a best friend that always took care of you. I'm talking about somebody who instills a certain level of confidence in you from a young age, because that right there is your battery, right? That right there, 9 times out of 10, that's your why, right? And if you want to find out how, it's very simple. Hey, of course you want to build a relationship because that's a heavy, heavy, heavy question to ask. But hey, who are you closer to, your mom or your dad? And you can start the conversation. Now, depending on how deep your relationship goes with this individual, that's going to dictate how long that conversation lasts, right? They don't know you like that. They're going to say, mom. Oh, okay, how come? Nah, just mom. If they're cool with you, if they're open with you, if you've been vulnerable first, right? And they feel vulnerable with you too, they feel like they can be vulnerable too, then you can have a deep conversation. You can understand where their confidence comes from, if they have confidence. So that's something I mean. That's what I mean, confidence. Who instilled confidence in them from a young age, right? Number five, attitude. Number 5 is your attitude, right? You believe things are possible, right? You're always finding a way, right? You take initiative, right? If I say, yo, we're gonna add 1,000 people this month, I like the person that says, okay, let's do it. If I say, yo, we're gonna go swimming with sharks later, I like the person that says, okay, let me look up some countries where we can swim with sharks safely, like in one of those cages things, right? Those are the people that I love working with, the greatest attitudes, let's do it. Not I don't know, because 1,000 people is a lot of people. I don't know if I could do 30 people. If I'm telling you we can do it, that's it. Let's do it. Okay, cool. Let's do it. You have X amount of results. You have X amount of experience. You've done X amount in this business. Let's do it, right? Number 6, curiosity. Number 6 is curiosity. You ask the right questions. You ask the right questions, right? And you research things without being told to research. So the right questions. Everybody is one question away from changing their life. Everybody, one question away from changing their life. Whenever a chairman or somebody or anybody says, hey, does anybody have any questions? you should have questions. The ones with the questions are usually top income earners or top leaders. The ones with the questions, almost always top income earners or top leaders, right? Very, very simple. And then when it comes to research, people who go out and study individuals that started this business, right? They'll go out and study the individuals that you studied from. They'll go out and study the individuals that their chairman have studied from. Their chairman's chairman have studied from. Those are the people that are curious and go the extra mile. Those are things that I like. People who know who I've been able to study from, when I say it all the time. People say, hey, I saw this recording from such and such person. I know you mentioned that you study him, blah, blah, blah. Let's have this conversation, right? The curiosity factor. That curiosity factor is something I love, right? Number 7 is upbringing. Who were you in? One question is this: who were you in high school? Think about it. And write it in the chat. Write in the chat, who were you in high school? Who were you in high school? I know some people say, oh, I was an athlete. I was this. Look, if you're an athlete, how was your coach? Was he hard on you? Did you like that? Did you react well? Right? Who was your favorite teacher? Why? What was your favorite class? Why? Right? It tells me different things so I know how to coach you. Look, I just asked, how are you in high school? Someone said a disappointment. In the chat, someone just said a disappointment. I don't know if that was a joke or anything, but that goes back to language. You telling me whether you think you're a victim or a leader, right? Watch your language. Your language is very important. Your language is very, very important, right? So your upbringing tells me about you. How did you grow up? What did you consider? How you look at yourself, right? Number 8, being able to take criticism. You got to be able to take criticism. Like, come on, you have to be able to take criticism. You understand you're not the best there ever was. I'm sorry. Maybe not yet. You can get there, but not yet. You're not the best ever in the world ever. You're the nicest person ever, right? Take criticism. If someone has made more money than you in a specific business and you want to make the same amount of money, listen to them, especially if they're within your organization, because look, by you hitting a certain rank, you actually help them. So they're not going to tell you something just so you're busy. They're not going to tell you something just to say, oh yeah, I'm cool, or like none of that. Be able to take that criticism. Take the criticism, right? That's number 8. Number 9, people who take direction. People who take direction. Coachability. How coachable are you? Do you listen very much, right? Do you listen very much? I think I say this almost every single day, or at least every single day this month I said this. If you have a mentor or someone that you follow, whatever, a coach or whatever, that's 10 steps ahead of you, they're going to hold your hand up until step number 8. They'll hold your hand. It'll be kumbaya. They'll be your best friend, whatever, campfire, s'mores, all that cute stuff. They'll hold your hand up to step number 8, right? But if you have a coach or a mentor that's 100 steps ahead of you, there's no hand holding. They're saying, this is the game plan, we're running it. Everyone wants to be mentored by a millionaire until it's time to be mentored by a millionaire. Everyone wants to be mentored by a chairman until it's time to be mentored by a chairman, right? Take direction and be coachable. Take the direction. You asked for X amount of money. You get presented opportunities to be coached and mentored by people who have made X amount of money. Take the direction. Be coachable. And number 10, right? Number 10, character. Right? That's something that Rob actually touched on. Character. If this is not in place, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this is super big when it comes to me and who it is that I choose to mentor, who I choose to say that's my mentee, right? This is actually pretty huge. Character. If this is not in place, right? If this is not in place, 7 was upbringing. 7 was your upbringing. How were you in high school upbringing? But number 10, character. If character is not in place, 1 through 9 do not matter. If your character is not in place, 1 through 9 do not matter. I don't care about 1 through 9 if your character not in place. I wish you were on a scale of 1 to 10. If you were a 2 or a 1 in every single category, but your character was a 10, I can make you a chairman. I'll work. You'll have a lot of chairmen that want to work with you. You'd easily be a chairman. If your character was on a 10 Nothing else matters. Everything else you can get better at. Everything else we could work on. But your character is extremely important. And I don't mean you go to church, right? I don't mean, oh, I donate to charity. I don't mean I'm a vegan. It's none of that. That's not what I'm talking about when it comes to character, right? I mean your health, right? I mean your discipline with your finances, right? I mean people who keep their word, right? When you say you're going to do something, you do it. That's what I'm talking about character, right? Let's say you've been trusted with certain information that other people shouldn't know. Can you be trusted with that information, right? That's what I mean by character, right? That's what I mean by character. So those are the 10 things I look for when I'm spotting talent, right? When I'm drafting somebody, right? Those are the 10 things that I look for. Those are 10 very, very specific things that I look for whenever I'm looking to coach somebody, whenever I'm looking to go all in, whenever someone asks me, hey, can you mentor me? Those are the 10 things that I'm looking for, right? So Rob went over identifying leaders, what makes a leader, right? Developing leaders and delegating roles. Developing leaders and delegating roles. Now, when it comes to developing leaders and delegating roles, you want to look for those 10 criteria, those 10 categories that we just went over, right? You want to delegate based on those 10 categories, right? Delegate based off of those 10 categories. Now, somebody is asking for the categories again. So 7 was upbringing, 8 was being able to take criticism, 9 was coachability, 10 was character. Now, when you're delegating roles, you want the roles to fit one of the 10, right? We want the roles to fit one of the 10, and it's almost always number 10. If you tell someone, hey, I need you to drop the schedule every week this week because you're the one that's going to make sure every single person makes money trading. You're the one that's going to make sure nobody misses a Go Live session. Those should be promoted in chats too, by the way, right? I need you to do this because you're going to make sure this many 6-figure earners pop within the year or within the company or within whatever it is you're saying, right? I need you to do this because you always attach a purpose behind the role, right? Always attach a purpose behind the role, because when it comes to change, right? When it comes to change, if the purpose is not clear, it's not going to make sense. Not going to make sense. People don't do stuff for no reason. If the purpose behind the role is not clear, no one's going to do it wholeheartedly, right? If the purpose is not clear behind the change, why am I doing this? Right? Why am I doing this? So when you're delegating roles, hey, can you open this up for me? Right? Because you're a great edifier and you're the one that's going to set the tone for this call. Hey, can you drop can you drop all of Matty Pips or all of Manny Quinones or all of the steady alerts or whatever within a chat or within this or within that, just for example, right? These are things that show me your character. Are you a person of your word? Are you someone with stamina, right? All of these always drop. This is why I started with the 10, because your roles are going to let you know these 10 things about somebody. The roles you delegate is going to let you know at least 8 of these things about somebody, right? Does that make sense? Is that clear? Right? Does that make sense? Is that clear when you're delegating certain roles, right? And you give certain deadlines. Look, if you're serious about P150, I need you to do this, this, and this, right? I was literally on the phone today with a chairwoman, right? A chairwoman, she says, I don't feel comfortable I haven't talked to my family about it yet. And I feel her wholeheartedly. She says, I haven't talked to my family about this yet because I kind of know how they are, right? I kind of know how they are. They're not really interested. They're going to think this is that. They're going to think this is something that is not. And I was real with her. I said, bro, I said the same thing. I thought the same thing when I was in your position. But what I found was, later on down the line, I realized there were individuals who thought how you thought. And now you have cousins who are chairmen on different legs, different teams. My own cousin joined somebody else in the business. Now, thank God that person is also within my specific organization as well. But that goes to show me I wasn't working hard enough within my family. I thought I exhausted my warm market whole time. My cousin was looking for an opportunity like this. And she hit Platinum 600, inches away from P1K, right? So literally little things like that. And after we had that conversation, she said, I got 4 people, right? I got 4 people. It's over. I got 4 people in my family that I know for a fact I'm about to do this with right now. That's someone who takes initiative. That's someone who can take criticism. That's someone who can take direction. She showed me her character. That's someone with good attitude, right? That's someone with confidence. That's someone who said, okay, they said their language let me know a little bit of their fears or whatever, but quickly their attitude overcame that, right? So these are the things I look for when I'm looking for talent, when I'm scouting talent, when I'm spotting talent, when I'm looking for leaders, right? What are you doing on your Instagram? Are you showing your face on Instagram? If you're showing your face on Instagram, that's a quality, that's a sign of a leader, right? That's somebody who can easily develop into a leader, very easily, right? Very, very easily develop into a leader, right? So it's different things like that that help me spot talent. It's different things like that that I look for every single day, because every day is draft day in this business. Every single day is draft day. Every single day you're looking for new leaders. Every single day. Because just like that whiteboard example, when push comes to shove, you know exactly your foundation of your business. Your leaders lay the foundation of your business, right? Everything else is cool because you'll build it fast, whatever. But and if you don't have leaders, your leaders is that level of concrete that no matter what, the building is not moving, right? The building is not shaking, right? So I hope you guys got a lot of value from that. Hope you guys got a lot of value for that. Those 10 things, again, dictate who you should be working with. Those 10 things should be attached to whatever roles you delegate to your specific leaders, right? So let me see how many we got on here. Boom, perfect timing, perfect timing. We're good on time. But guys, I'm gonna actually wrap this up. Any questions about the 10? I'm gonna go through the 10 right now. Number 1, responder versus initiator. Number 2, energy. Number 3, language. Number 4, parents who believe in you or someone who instills confidence in you. That should be number 4. Has someone instilled confidence in you? That's number 4, right? Number 5 is attitude. Number 6 is curiosity. Number 7 is upbringing, how you grew up, right? Who were you in high school? Number 8 is being able to take criticism. Number 9 is taking direction or coachability. And number 10 is the most important thing to me, the most important thing, period. Number 10 is your character. Number 10 is your character. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to let you guys actually invite for our 9 p.m. opportunity call. I'm going to be dropping this on YouTube, right? And this has actually been on my Instagram as well. So I'm going to post this on my page as well. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to see you guys at the top because the bottom is not for me, right? I'm going to see you guys at the top because the bottom is not for me. All right, guys, take care. Be safe.